Hey everyone, it's Mike here, Global Voodoo, and in today's video I'm going to show you 5 brands of clothing that you can find at thrift stores. But most importantly with this video, it's not about just finding the brands, it's about how do you sell them, right? What's the best route to do? Is it auction, buy it now, best offer on eBay? But we're gonna do a little twist on these different items and these different brands, and I'm gonna talk, freely openly like when I buy these brands, what goes in my head and what I think of how I can sell them. What's the best approach? So hopefully you learned something here, but let's get into here. This first brand is Brooks Brothers. Now, I'm going to show you the tag here so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about with all this stuff here. So here's the Brooks Brothers tag, but let me just show you here, right? There's a lot of misconception of what this actual logo is, which is pretty crazy, but there's a logo there, and basically the logo is a sheep suspended, okay? That's what that logo is. This Brooks Brothers has been around for a long time, guys, and, I want to say 44 of all the presidents actually wear Brooks Brothers, which is amazing. There's a lot of websites that are out there that are that talk about brands and like how the power of just the name brand, like whether it's Ralph Lauren or Gucci or Louis Vuitton. But Brooks Brothers is not even in the top 100, honestly, of major brands, which is kind of crazy. It's considered a luxury brand to some extent, but it's not like when you find Brooks Brothers, it's like gold. I mean, it's pretty common to find this stuff. So keep that in mind. A shirt like this that I'm showing you here, it's a nice men's striped polo shirt. And here's my approach with this is I can sit there and list it for $35, buy it now, best offer, and wait. You know what I'm going to do with this shirt? I'm going to send it to auction and let it go. And I'm going to sell it for $17 to $24, okay? Now, people say to me all the time, well, you can't sell clothing like this on auction. Yeah, you know what? You can, and you just have to understand it just takes two people to tangle to get that price to jump up, right? Now, can you send this to auction for $39.95 and have it sell? Possibly it could, right? But when I find clothing, and unless it's extremely rare, it's vintage, it's priced to move, it's priced to go, okay? I'm not in the game to wait out for the last, to get the biggest penny of all the items I get, or I'd be broke. I'd be having a warehouse full of stuff and all this craziness, right? It's just the reality of, the reality of all this stuff is you're buying it to reflip it, so get rid of it. 3-day auction, this will be gone. So there's the first one there. Here I'm going to talk about a brand called Nike, right? We all know Nike, right? It's the number 22 best brand everybody knows, Nike, based on 2014 statistics. And let me just make sure I've got my data right here. But you can check it out on bestglobalbrands.com. They are ranked 22 of all the brands across the board, whether it's cars or clothing or whatever it is, but 22. And you know what? When I see that, I see so much Nike out there. This shirt here, I mean, it's one of those things where, yeah, I could price it higher and just sit and wait, but it's a 3-day auction program for me, man, and it's going to be gone, right? Anywhere from $12 to $16 shipped, okay? If you get a lot of Nike shirts, if you're going to a thrift store and you find 3 2XLs, lot them up. Be surprised what happens. But, I'm not waiting 30 days for my money on stuff, guys, especially with this clothing. I get abundance of it, and it's moving out within the week. It's crazy. Who wants to hold on to clothing forever and be like, oh, yeah, I got 10,000 clothing items in my store? That doesn't mean nothing. What are you selling, right? Again, here's a brand here, Ralph Lauren. This brand here, paid $1.57, which was half off. But here I want to talk about this one because it's there's a lot of Ralph Lauren polos out there, and there's a lot of different ways to sell Ralph Lauren polo. But with this one here, I like the crest ones. They got the nice crest feel embroidery to it. It's a size small, and yeah, I could put this out there for $25 shipped, $30 shipped in a store. But you know what? Why not? I mean, why not just blow it out, right? Do we have to always take clothing and say, well, yeah, just gonna throw it in my store and let it sit there? As you start to become a more fine-tuned reseller, somebody who has a lot more experience, I think you'll agree with me and understand that some of this stuff needs just to be blown out, right? Especially if you're going to the thrift store every day or every week, right? You find so much abundance of stuff that, if you don't start selling some of the stuff quick, it gets to become, you're just going to become a hoarder. But this thing here is going to auction in 3 days. We'll probably sell it for $15 to $18. But do go after the crest ones. They sell. Anything Ralph Lauren does sell, but that's not even the top 100 brands based on this one website. Here is one that is, I want to say it's ranked in the 70s. It's a very good brand to look for. It's Burberry, London here. Let me show you the tag. so you can get an idea. You'll see these here. There's a ton of fakes out there, and let me try to really get that in there so you can see. Okay, a lot of times you're going to see the fakes. The obvious fake on with the Burberrys is the Y, right? You're going to have a curl to the Y, and you just know the curl to the Y at the end is a fake, right? There's a lot of different ways to establish a real piece of clothing brand rather than a fake bootleg. And a lot of times it's just quality. It's did they take the time to embroider the logo really nice? That's the dead giveaway with a lot of it, whether it's Coogee or Ralph Lauren or you name it, right? It's the embroidery. I mean, did they take time? Is there quality there, right? I mean, these shirts are not cheap, but this one here, what I'll probably end up doing when I get it and get it listed on there is, we're going to put it out there for $35 and try to see if somebody will snag on it in 3 days. If not, then it'll sit. It's going to sit, and we're going to get 40 to $60 on it, depending on what happens with it. But nice men's long sleeve black dress shirt, Burberry, definitely worth picking up. Excuse me, a little cold here in the desert tonight. But this last brand I want to talk about is Starter, right? A lot of people say, oh, I see a lot of crazy things on eBay, vintage Starter, and it's like, dude, that just came out of Walmart, right? I mean, it's not vintage, but this is the true vintage Starter tag. If you're looking for stuff that's, pre 90s, it's this tag right here. You can see that there. These sport gray shirts do really well. It's the white tags you want to look for with the S and the star. Made in USA, Connecticut. So this one here is a Phoenix hockey one, right? It's got the Starter on the side. Nothing too crazy about this shirt. It's a $20 shirt, period. You could probably get 25, maybe 30 for these if you wait it out. This type of item here, this is not an item I would throw to auction, right? Because from my experience with selling a lot of the vintage T-shirts and stuff like that, your best bet is just to set a price and let it sit, right? And a buyer will come along, and that's how it is with a lot of the clothing stuff. Is you're waiting for that one buyer, right? But if it's a name brand and it's stuff that's like it's so common, why not just throw it to auction and get rid of it? There's bidders out there. There's buyers, right, at any time of the day, and they will snag the stuff up. And our job as resellers is really to make money, right? So you have to understand when you're hunting clothing down, you're finding it, especially if you're in a situation right now where you're going, I'm new and I'm dabbling in clothing, but I'm not making $3,000-$4,000 a month doing it. Well, I mean, maybe this is because you're holding on to stuff that's really not worth as much as you think it is. Okay. Look at right now, guys, on eBay, the listings and all the activity and the competition that's out there. You have to be aggressive. You have to put your name out there, and you have to show these buyers, hey, here's my items, right? And you have to show them, hey, every week I have items like this, and that you're going to get more and more attention and more customers buying your stuff. Wouldn't you like to have it when you go to the thrift store, you buy all this stuff, you bring it home, you list it, and within a week it's gone? Yeah, that's what you do with clothing. Obviously there's ways and there's different approaches and strategies to to sell the stuff at a higher price. Yeah, if it's rare, right? If it's not rare, I mean, why are you pricing it so over high? I mean, I see this over and over and over with people. It's like, this price is ridiculous. This is why you're never going to sell that. But anyway, Starter shirts, they do really well, especially the Starter jackets. Anything Starter is nice. So they're all sports-related apparel. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me drop this website again. It's called bestglobalbrands.com. Check it out. As I make this video here, the #1 brand is Apple. #2 is Google. This is based on appearance and based on the logo. What people can say, oh, they'll know what it is right off the bat. And it's crazy to see. I'm just going to scroll through here. The brands that are in like the top 10. All right, they're all like, it's Coke, it's IBM, right? The only brand in the top 20 looks like that makes any clothing is Disney. So Disney sells, guys. I mean, let's give you guys a couple other one. 19 Louis Vuitton, obviously. You're gonna find Louis Vuitton every day? No. You're gonna find it every month? Probably not. Or will you find it? Yeah, you might. And if you do, you'll know what it is, and you'll be able to make some money on it. But it's Louis Vuitton is not easy to find. And again, like I said, 22 is Nike. And I'm just scrolling through here and just checking out to see any of the clothing brands. Zara, right? I mean, look up Zara. Nobody ever talks about Zara. Scrolling through again. 41's Gucci, and 46 is Hermes, Paris. I mean, yeah, you find any of that stuff, that's killer. Scrolling through, 58 Cartier, 60 Porsche, right? It's just amazing. And I'm flipping through here. 70's Prada. 71's Tiffany & Company, and 73's Burberry. Burberry is for Starbucks, people. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like this type of video, hit the thumbs up. It'll tell me, hey, you like the video, and I should make more of these. But if you want to follow me more, check me out on Facebook. There'll be a link below somewhere. You can also check me out on my website, pick4profit.com. Until next time, I am out of here. Peace.